On a lazy Saturday morning, the kind where the sun spills gold across quiet lawns and the air smells of fresh-cut grass, 7-year-old Lily Harper knelt on her family's driveway, her blue sundress pooling around her. Her blonde curls caught the light as she clutched a piece of purple chalk, sketching a dragon with shimmering scales. Her stuffed rabbit, Mr. Paws, sat propped against a flower pot, watching her work. Her mother, Sarah, hummed softly, pruning lavender bushes nearby. Her father, Tom, tinkered with a weed trimmer in the garage, grease smudging his hands. It was a perfect day in their small, HOA-free neighborhood, a snapshot of suburban bliss. Then came the SUV. Black, hulking, no plates, its tinted windows swallowing the sunlight. It crept down the cul-de-sac, engine rumbling like a predator's growl. 2 men stepped out, their presence jarring against the morning's calm. They wore ill-fitting navy polos, HOA, emblazoned in crooked iron-on letters. The taller one, broad-shouldered with a shaved head and veins bulging like cables, surveyed the yard with cold eyes. The shorter one, wiry and restless, sported mirrored sunglasses and a cigarette tucked behind his ear, a clipboard clutched in his bony hand. "Who's this kid?" the big one barked, his voice slicing through the stillness. Sarah's pruning shears froze mid-cut. "She's mine," she said, stepping forward. "What's this about?" The wiry one smirked, tapping his clipboard. "She's breaking HOA Rule 12.4c. No chalk on shared property." Tom emerged from the garage, wiping his hands on a rag. "Shared property? This is our driveway. We don't have an HOA." The wiry man pulled a crumpled paper from his pocket. "New ordinance effective yesterday. You were notified." "We weren't," Sarah snapped. The big man loomed closer, but it was the wiry one who moved with purpose, strutting toward Lily. "Hey!" Tom shouted, his voice sharp. "Stay away from her." The man ignored him, crouching beside Lily. She looked up, green eyes wide, clutching Mr. Paws tighter. "I'm just drawing a dragon," she whispered. "Mom said it's okay." The man lit his cigarette, the flame flaring in his glasses. "Attitude," he muttered. "That's another violation." Sarah's voice cracked. "She's a child." But before anyone could react, the man's hand darted forward, pressing the glowing cigarette into the corner of Lily's eye. Her scream shattered the morninga raw, piercing wail that echoed down the street. Sarah collapsed, sobbing. Tom froze for a heartbeat, then charged, rage overtaking reason. The big man lunged at Tom, but a neighbor, Carl, a grizzled ex-Navy man, tackled him from behind. Lily thrashed on the ground, her face blistering, Mr. Paws singed where the cigarette had grazed him. Tom slammed into the wiry man, knocking him to the pavement. His fists flew, shattering the man's sunglasses, blood blooming under his knuckles. The clipboard skittered across the concrete. Neighbors spilled from their homes, phones out, one woman shrieking into 911. The wiry man screamed, not from pain but panic, realizing he'd crossed an uncrossable line. The big man, pinned by Carl's knee, groaned as another neighbor, Mrs. Ellis, ran for ice. Sarah scooped Lily into her arms, her screams now hoarse, her tiny body trembling. "She's not breathing right," Sarah cried, rocking her. Tom dragged the wiry man to his truck, slamming him against the hood. "Who are you?" he roared. "Who sent you?" The man spat blood. "We're the authority here." Tom's fist silenced him. Carl, gripping a tire iron now, kept the big man down, his leg twisted at a sickening angle. "This is a federal HOA unit," the wiry man gasped, clutching at a walkie-talkie on his belt, a cheap hardware store knockoff. "You'll go to jail." Tom pressed his forearm into the man's throat. "You burned my daughter's face. You thought you'd walk away?" The man's bravado crumbled, fear flooding his eyes. Sarah's voice cut through again. "Tom, she's fading." Lily's chest heaved, her fingers loosening on Mr. Paws. Tom tied the men's hands with a garden hose, his hands shaking but precise, and rushed inside. They laid Lily on the kitchen table, Sarah whispering, "It's okay, baby, it's okay." Mrs. Ellis burst in with a bag of frozen corn, then ran for towels. Tom dialed 911, his voice steady but raw. 2 men attacked my daughter claiming to be HOA. They burned her face with a cigarette. I broke one's leg. He deserved it. The operator's pause was heavy. Stay there. Officers are coming. Outside, a crowd gathered, retirees, veterans, parents, their faces hard with anger. Phones recorded every move. The wiry man, bloodied and cuffed, begged. We didn't mean to hurt her. Just a warning, Carl snarled. A warning to terrorize kids? Someone tossed a soda can at the man's head. Tom stepped out, blood on his shirt, sweat beading on his neck. The crowd parted. Carl clapped his shoulder. You did right, Tom. The sirens came fast, red and blue lights painting the street. 2 cruisers, an ambulance, a fire truck trailing. Paramedics rushed to Lily, Sarah clinging to her. She's 7, burn on her face, she's in shock, Sarah choked out. A calm-eyed EMT took Lily gently, laying Mr. Paws on her chest as they wheeled her to the ambulance. The sight of her dragon, half-finished in purple chalk, burned into Tom's mind as the ambulance doors closed. Police cuffed the men, now identified as Derek Vance and Paul Reed. An officer, Sergeant Lopez, eyed their fake IDs and forged ordnance. No record of your HOA, she said. Why the fake papers? Reed stammered. We just wanted to scare them. Lopez's gaze shifted to Tom. You're the father? Tom nodded, knuckles still raw. They burned my daughter's eye. Said it was HOA rules. We've never had an HOA. The arrests were swift: impersonation, assault, child endangerment, trespassing. The crowd grew, phones rolling, a news van REVYing. Sarah emerged, tears streaking her face, clutching Lily's chalk. In a moment that would go viral, she knelt by the dragon's outline and wrote in trembling letters. No one hurts my child and gets away. She stared at Reed, her voice low. Your life is over. The men were booked that night, their charges broadcast on local news: impersonation, child endangerment, assault with a deadly object, extortion, obstruction. They weren't lone actors but part of a scam targeting HOA-free neighborhoods, extorting cash with fake fines. A storage unit held their tools: fake badges, uniforms, a ledger of 70 VY Tim seniors, single moms, immigrants too scared to fight back. The VY Deo Tom's fight, Sarah's defiance, the arrests hit 4 million VYUs in days. Reddit threads erupted, news anchors decried HOA terror. Families sent toys, cards, even a restored digital version of Lily's dragon. But the men's faces, now public, drew more VY Tims forward. They hadn't just targeted Lilith, they'd preyed on dozens. Lily's recovery was slow. Second-degree burns scarred her cheek, her tear duct damaged. But she healed, her spirit fierce. She stopped drawing dragons, sketching wolves instead, one with a scar like hers. The trial was packed, the courtroom silent as Tom held up Lily's new drawing, a wolf with blazing eyes and the words, "No more bad men." The jury con VY Ted Vance and Reed 30 years each, no parole. Outside, strangers cheered, veterans saluted, a speaker blared. Sweet Home Alabama. The city declared Lily Harper Day, honoring her resilience. A park bench bore her wolf etching. Carl got a CIVYC medal, hung proudly in his shed. The neighborhood barbecue reclaimed their space, Lily drawing a crowned wolf in chalk, writing, "No fear, no shame." Her art opened a community wall, her wolf mural gleaming with gold leaf. Letters poured in from kids, inspired by her courage. A year later, Tom drove Lily past the prison. She sketched the men as weasels behind bars, titled it False Power, then closed her book. "That's enough," she said. The town banned HOAs, formed a task force, and launched Project Wolf, a safety program with Lily's logo. A nonprofit, Wolfguard, gave her a scholarship and a backpack with chalk and a patch. You drew the line. Justice wasn't just the gavel. It was Lily's wolf Sir VYVYing the rain, her story outrunning lies, and a girl with a scar like a crescent moon teaching a city to roar.